Today we're going to apply our understanding of volume of a rectangular prism to volume of composite figures, where we're going to put two rectangular prisms together to find the volume of. So we know from science that volume is the amount of space an object occupies, and when we have a rectangular prism, it has three dimensions. So it's got length, width, and height. Now, length and width, it's all about perspective and can change. It doesn't have to always be what you see in the front is the length. It's just there are going to be those three different dimensions there. And when you're finding volume, we're going to take the length times the width and the height. So if I'm looking at this shape here, I have 5 units for a length. I've got 3 units for my width, and then I've got 2 units for my height. So I am going to do volume equals 5 times 3 times 2. So 5 times 3 is 15, times 2 is 30. And then we're always going to label with units cubed. You can write out cubic units, it's written right here, or you can use the abbreviation and then add a little 3 for my exponent. So you'll see here we've got centimeters, so these would be cubic centimeters. For our first example, so this entire shape is actually made up of 2 rectangular prisms, and it's almost like Legos. It's like we put this small little brick with a big brick. So on this side here is going to be 1 rectangular prism, and then we've got 1 rectangular prism here. So we have, let's look through our dimensions. We've got a height of 3 for our small. We've got a width of 6 and a length of 5. So for my small piece, I'm going to take the volume of 5 times 3 times 6. 5 times 3 is 15 times 6. I know that 6 times 5 is 30. Carry my 3. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9. So my volume would be 90 cubic centimeters. But with my larger rectangular prism, I have to find some missing dimensions here, because this 15 was for my whole side here, and I'm not using that side. I cut part of that off with my 5 here. So if this is 5, that means that this piece, 15 minus 5, is 10. And then the other piece that I don't know, so I have my length and then I have my height. I just don't have my width, which I can take my understanding of rectangles in general, and because I'm going to use my blue highlighter, this line is parallel to this line, they're both 6 centimeters. And this is parallel to this, which is 6 centimeters, and is parallel to this and this. So my missing dimension is 6. So my large rectangular prism, I'm going to do volume of 6 times 9 times 10. 6 times 9 is 54, times 10 is 540 cubic centimeters. And now to find my entire volume of this composite rectangular prism, I would add 540 plus 90 to get 630 cubic centimeters. So with this example here, we have figure 2, and we've got figure 1. So I'm going to look through the pieces that I do know. I know from here to here is 13, and then from here to here is 9. So I want to figure out what this little piece is, which would be 13 minus 9, which is 4. And so because this one is parallel to here, that is 4. So my C equals 4. Let's see. And so because the other side length is 4, that means that this is actually a square. I also need to find out what B is. And so because from here to here is 5, and from here to here is 5, that means that this piece is 5, and 5 plus 5 is 10. So I can find the volume of the blue highlighted piece by doing 4 times 4 times 10. And that's going to give me this volume here. For this volume, I know that I have a length of 9 and then a height of 5, but I'm missing my width. I still don't have this piece here. Well, knowing as a rectangle that, let's see, this piece is 4, that means this one down here, I know it's at a weird angle, but that one will be 4. So this is also, A here would be 4. So I can go through and find my 2 volumes, and then I'm going to add them together. 4 times 4 is 16, times 10 is going to be 160 centimeters cubed. Then we've got 9 times 5, which is 45, times 4. 4 times 5 is 20. I'm going to carry my 2. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18. So I have 180 centimeters cubed. And now I want to add these 2 dimensions these 2 volumes together. 160 plus 180. 0, 4. So we would have a volume of 340 centimeters cubed. So now it's your turn to practice. I'll have a picture of these 3 shapes on our daily agenda, which is linked to the module. Please ignore these little lines here. It was just from a screenshot I took. They don't really mean anything. So go ahead and solve these 3, and then I will have the answers for you to see if you are on track. If for some reason that you missed one or more than one, send me an email, or we can video chat and conference and walk through some of these step by step before you practice on your own on Canvas.